The hell are you looking at? What's going on, guys? Nori Nice down here back again with another video. I'm probably talking too fast, but that's how I operate. I'm very sorry. I'm really trying to slow down. But anyways, welcome back everyone to a brand new video. And today, this is kind of a follow-up on a video that I made about 2 months ago, nearly 2 months ago. Yeah. So on October 14th of 2020, I made a video regarding the Boston Bruins where they were having a lot of trouble heading into the 2020-21 season. Now, they recently lost their injured forwards, David Pastrnak and Brad Marchand, to 2 big surgeries, and it's going to take them a while to recover. Now, depending if we have an actual NHL season, it's gonna depend on when they come back if the Bruins are going to sustain this. In that video, I mentioned a lot of possible things the Bruins could do. They lost a lot of good guys to free agency, including Torrey Krug, Chara. Zdeno Chara could come back, though it's not exactly confirmed yet at the time of recording of this video. But they lost 2 good defenders and 2 good offense people. And I mentioned a few possibilities that they could go out and maybe sign someone, they could go out and trade someone with the amount of cap space that they had at the time of that video. In that video. So we're going to run through that video today and see what the heck I got wrong, what the heck I jinxed, what happened, because a lot of stuff has happened since I made that video on October 14th. But of course, I have to make this showing because it's going to make me look like I'm wearing something weird. Please do make sure, if you haven't already, please go make sure to subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. I'm just trying to get by, trying to make all these YouTube videos for you guys. And, maybe someday I can get paid money for this, and one subscribe could really help me with that. And I thank you guys so much for that. Also, if you haven't already, do make sure to check the links below. It includes all my social medias down there. It includes Instagram, TikTok. Yes, I do TikTok. I have more followers on there than I do here. I have Twitter as well, and I also have a Discord server, so if you want to go talk to me or other hockey fans and know other stuff, do please go make sure to do that. I've said this in a million videos already, but I'm going to keep saying it. But anyways, let's get into these sticks and pucks of this video and discuss how I jinxed the Boston Bruins. Now, I've separated this into different segments of what things I said that the Boston Bruins could have done to change up their season and have them go into actual full in effect as some rental players as Boston Bruins try to rebuild their team. So, let's get into that. So the first clue I'm about to show you from that video is, first off, you can see my beautiful flow. Yeah, you thought I wasn't going to mention that. Second, we're also mentioning some stuff about what the Boston Bruins can do with their defensive side of the game. Now, of course, they lost Chara and Krug, as I mentioned earlier in the video, but we're going to show this clip here of what I thought they could have done, and I was kind of right at the time, but then a lot of stuff started going the other way. So we're going to review this right after we show this clip right now. Also, I would like to apologize for the bit of an audio issue, so headphone users, this may come off as a bit loud, so turn on your volume, just giving you a little warning as it seems. I do not have the original clip saved from this video, so I did have to record these just straight off of my computer. The audio is not the best as it would be if I just actually got it off my computer, if I just recorded it, but it's better than nothing. So headphone users, you may want to turn your things down a little bit. I adjusted it so the best I could so you guys don't have the worst quality and it doesn't blow up your ears, but it may cause some hearing damage to some people. So I just thought I thought I'd throw this in here. Anyways, you got your warning. Let's get into the clip.
It's a huge problem, and there's some defensive players they've been interested in. I think Mackenzie Weegar was one of them. And I thought they had I put Johnny BOYCHUK on my board here because BOYCHUK, some people were saying maybe they can go out and get BOYCHUK for a 1-year deal or something. Maybe I'm not too sure. Maybe even the Bruins could go pick up someone like CODY, CECI.
So in that first clip from the video that I posted a month ago, I talked about some defensive things that the Boston Bruins could do. Like, for example, they could go and pick up Johnny BOYCHUK, maybe go trade for him from the New York Islanders, maybe give them something good. Because that would help out both teams. Because that would give, New York a very solid, not New York a very solid defenseman. That would give Boston a very solid, good defender. And that would also give New York cap space to sign Matthew Barzal, which is a video we'll talk about later. So, they could have done a lot of things. And I also said in there they also could get CODY, CECI. And I said they could also get Mackenzie Weegar as well, who is an offensive guy, RFA for the Florida Panthers. Here's where it all went wrong. So first off, we'll start off with Johnny BOYCHUK. The Johnny BOYCHUK thing, it honestly didn't really surprise me that this didn't go right. I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think the Bruins would go out and get him because he does have high cap, and maybe there are some better options out there besides him. Yeah, no, he retired just 2 days ago, just 2 or 3 days ago. And it's unfortunate to see him retire. he probably would have gone on for another 2-3 years if it weren't for him being forced to retire due to his eye injury. He suffered an eye injury earlier in the regular season of 2019-20. And, it's really unfortunate that had to happen. We don't like seeing that happen to anyone. And, it just really sucks, in all honesty. Now, another thing I mentioned in that clip is that the Boston Bruins could potentially go out and get Cody CECI. Now, Cody CECI, coming from Toronto, ironically, he's not exactly the best defenseman in the market at the time, but he was still out there for the Boston Bruins to get. Unfortunately, not long after I made the video, he signed with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And that's very controversial signing by Pittsburgh. That left a lot of Pittsburgh fans thinking, what? But anyways, at least we're going to have Mike Matheson and Cody CECI on the same line. Hey? Now, although they lost those two defenders, there's still a lot of solid guys out there. Like, for example, Sami Vatanen. I already made a video on potential destinations for Sami Vatanen. Go check that out. Yes, it can happen. It can definitely happen. Vatanen may not take the amount of money that the Bruins actually have in their cap space right now, which we'll get into in a little bit. I think they maybe can still throw a contract at him, because that would really help out the team if they could get someone like Sami Vatanen. Because Vatanen is a very solid defenseman for both the New Jersey Devils and the Carolina Hurricanes. And if he goes to the Bruins, that's really going to help out their defensive core, especially which has been pummeled with many people leaving. And, your really top defender is Jake DeBrusk. And you throw in Sami Vatanen, that's going to help out a lot. So maybe that's definitely a possibility that Boston could do something there. Of course, there's other very solid defenders out there too. Like, for example, Andy Greene. KARL ALZNER is also out there. But those guys have high cap in their last contracts with the New York Islanders and the Montreal Canadiens. So they may demand the same amount of money, but they may take less. And that's the one thing that I'm saying here. Players like Mike Hoffman and all these other really good guys on the free agency market right now, one of two things is going on. One, they're going to have to take less money. I think that's one thing some of these teams are going to have to accept if they want to play in the NHL. They're going to have to take less money. And, well, some of them might have to, unless if they get signed by a team like, let's say, Ottawa or New Jersey or Columbus, because they have high cap too. They will not have to really worry much about money, but teams when it comes to like Boston, Philadelphia, teams like that, they may go out and sign someone, so like they may have to take less money, and that's something with them, because some teams are not going to will to give up cap space, and that's the thing. So that's also what I'm saying. And the other thing is, we may see a lot of signings after we get an actual confirmation on what the heck we're doing for 2020-21. We still don't exactly know, and I can make a million videos on possible scenarios for what we could do, and because there's been so much rumors and there's been so much acquisitions and so much speculation on everything that's going on in the NHL, and really, in all honesty, we're gonna have to find out within the next few weeks. So, Anyways, that's getting off topic. Let's get into the next clip of the video. This next clip I'm about to show here, first off, I don't think I've ever stuttered so much in a clip in my life. I'm not capping when I show you this. I'm also talking about the offensive possibilities that the Boston Bruins could do in free agency, or they could do in somewhere else, to replace the losses of PASTANAK and MARCHAND. Now, PASTANAK and MARCHAND will be out for half and maybe even the entire, depending on how long the season is. With big surgeries, and they're just recovering from them. And it's a problem. And it's a huge problem, because alone, those two players are really what leads that team. And I'm not saying that they lead the team necessarily. You still have Bergeron, you still have a lot of good guys on that offense. But Pastrnak and Marchand are those really two top three guys. Pastrnak, Marchand, and Bergeron are those top three players. And you lose two of those three guys, I'm seriously wondering what Boston's going to do next season, and they're gonna have trouble. They may have trouble scoring, and that's one thing I'm gonna say right here and now. They may have trouble scoring. They still have very solid offensive players, but then again, they lost Torrey Krug and Chara, who were who could score some good offensive plays as well. And then you lose Pastrnak and Marchand on top of that. That's worrisome. So as a Bruins fan, you should be very worried. But anyways, let's get into the clip of what I thought they could have done at the time of the recording of that video.
Saying that success, Don Sweeney's really gonna have to bring in someone from free agency to hold in there for Pastrnak before Pastrnak and Marchand come back. Now, Mike Hoffman did say that he was taking offers that were 1 year, $6 million. And that could be what Boston really needs. You know, cap space they have cap space at $11 million in cap space. Don't ask me how, but they do have $11 million in cap space around there. And that's they kind of need to go out and get Hoffman if they're really gonna do this. Because apart from Pastrnak and Marchand, there's Bergeron, Krejci, I guess Charlie Coyle, and everyone else. So it's really just a huge problem.
So in that clip, I discussed a few things that the Boston Bruins could do offensively to help them out. Now, first off, I already know that they did sign Craig Smith. In the clip, in the very segment after I ended the clip, I did say, now they did sign Craig Smith, and Craig Smith will definitely help. I'm not denying that Craig Smith will help out this Bruins team. But if they could have gotten Mike Hoffman, it would have helped out them a lot. And here's my scenario that I predicted. I predicted that if Hoffman came to the Boston Bruins, you know, he could put up the goal scoring, not necessarily the amount of goal scoring that Pastrnak and Marchand would put up if it was just them on the team, but it would most certainly definitely help. And now let's say best case scenario, Marchand and Pastrnak come back, and let's say you have Mike Hoffman, you have Pastrnak, you have Brad Marchand, you have Patrice Bergeron, and you have everyone else. Those four offensive players, combine those guys together, that is a dangerous team to stop. And I think you combine those two star players together, including Mike Hoffman and Patrice Bergeron, that is unstoppable. And I think, and that's what I'm saying too, that's what I said at the beginning of the video. If you watched the video already, it'll be in the link below. So you can just watch the video in fullness. Before you watch this, you might want to watch that. You know, it's up to you, to be honest. But what they really could do is that, and that would really help out the team. And like, this is the thing I'm saying too, I said at the beginning that they can meet, that this will be the last year to make a run. And I think everyone agrees with that. I think they need to decide this year whether they just want to call it off and have a rebuild, or they want to be like, you know what, no, we're going straight for a Stanley Cup. We're gonna try for a final time, and we've lost many times before. We lost in the second round twice in the past 3 years. Lost in the Stanley Cup final to St. Louis in 2019. You know, they're gonna have to decide if they want to go all in or they're just gonna call it off. And I think that if you get Mike Hoffman and then maybe Pastrnak and Marchand come back from those injuries, that would be insane. That would have been insane. Now those realisticness fade. It's faded. I think that it's possible. It's 100% possible. But is Mike Hoffman going to take $2 million, $2.9 million contract for a year? I highly doubt it. Mike Hoffman was saying, I want $6 million for a year, which basically eliminates nearly over half of the teams in the NHL in their odds to sign them, including the Boston Bruins. So, like I said earlier, Mike Hoffman may take less, but I'm not exactly sure if he'll take $2 million for a year. And there's also guys out there that they could get for cheaper who maybe can help out in a separate spot for Boston. Like I said, the defensive side of things. So in all honesty, wrapping it all up together, Boston's kind of in trouble. And I said that's the title of the video that I made 2 months ago. And I still think they are in trouble. They really haven't done much since they re-signed Jake DeBrusk, and that was about it. I think they re-signed Matt Grzelcyk as well in between that time period. But apart from that, they didn't do much of anything. And they may still have something in place. It is November 30th at the time of recording of this video. So, you know, maybe they do have something in place that they could do something in the coming weeks. But right now, the realisticness of everything I said in that video has really faded. Now also, the thing with the cap space in that video, I also said in the video, oh, the cap space problem. I said that, oh, they have $11 million in cap space. Yeah, no, they spent all that on Grzelcyk and DeBrusk. So they ran all that cap space out, basically almost all of it. They still have $2 million. But I doubt that's going to get them much in free agency, or at least not a good offensive player. And you look at Seattle coming in, they're not going to lose anyone too bad, but they are going to lose a very good offensive player. And that's another thing you got to be worried about too. So maybe if they signed Mike Hoffman, they could have also done that too. They could also have gone out and been like, hey, let's unprotect Mike Hoffman, so then that way we don't have to lose a good offensive player in the draft. Although I doubt they would do that. They would probably protect Hoffman straight up. that would be great. So anyways, there's a lot of things the Boston Bruins can do. There's still a lot of things that can happen with the Bruins. We still don't know an actual start to the season. That's not recording of this video. So we're going to really see what happens. And let me know what they can do in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like that subscribe button. As we are trying to get to 600 subs by the end of the year, at least, even if we don't make it, I'm still happy of the insane year that we've had on the channel. And January 2nd is the 1-year anniversary of the channel, and that's gonna be a very good day. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.